Alright folks, welcome back to some more Dominions 5. We are playing Relay and it is turn 47. Yes. It's been a while since I recorded any episode for this game. We had some hiatuses and it's been summer, so people have been on vacation, so the game has been going pretty slow, but it's still going. And we'll try to catch up a little bit, so I'm gonna be doing a few episodes sure I am, but a few turns in this one episode is what I'm trying to say. Let's see how many we can cram into half an hour. So, before we talk about anything else, let's look at the messages for the turn. We've received, I'm looking at this, 10 water gems from Asphodel. I'm not sure what this is all about. We're fighting Asphodel, as you might recall. So I'm not sure, this might have been a mistake, but I'm not sending them back to him. I don't recall what that's all about. And we'll just pass it. Maybe there's a reason why you're getting them. Anyway, we have cast a voice experiment, nothing found. We found a magic site in Folia, Cave of Dark Rites. Let's see, go to province. Here in Folia, Cave of Dark Rites increases our production of death gems by 2 and boosts ritual range of death ritual range by 2 provinces. Not that big of a deal, but 2 extra gems is nice. It's basically 1 extra astral per turn. Horror specs didn't gain us anything. Then we're seeing a battle between Yus and Archosophile. They are fighting each other. Full on war. We are seeing Yus use these Morvek Knights. This guy here, 1 Morgan champion with a small honor guard, and fully thugged out. They are gonna absolutely slaughter these guys. These Morvek Knights are beasts. Of course, they are well equipped, but even without equipment, they are pretty damn strong. Having this fire breath that attacks an entire tile, regardless of attack values, they just hit, and then they do armor-piercing damage, fire damage, that is also magic. Yeah, it's just... So if you don't get hit by anything else, you will get hit by this fire every turn. Oof, and then he's adding Frostbrand, which does the same, but with ice damage, small area cold, and it does high damage on its own. So everything just gets insta-killed by this, and then he's just, has a few standard blessed units with his good bless here. High defense skill going up to what, 33 defense skill on this Morvek Knight. I'm not even sure how you would kill this guy, like spells, but he's got magic resistance 24 because of the magical items here. +2 here, +4 there, right? So he goes from, what, 18? And then magic skill is even reducing it by 1. Hot diggity. It is pretty impressive. Magic resistance 3 from the bless. Yikes. So he is covering all bases. I'm not sure how you would kill these guys. But luckily I don't have to deal with it. I just need to do some gardening and pull out some weeds, and that's what's gonna happen in the rest of this series. So Trotten. Well, for the record, my goal for this game at this point, I've covered that before, I'm sure, but it's all about staying alive until the end of the game, and hopefully summon Cthulhu at some point again, just to have some good old fun, and also punish Asphodel for being so coy as to attack me. Right. How dare he? After I declared war on him. And there was a battle in Trotten. This is, Asphodel attacking Nabar. Up here, right? So they made a deal, these two guys. You might recall that we had an army of Asphodel that walked onto land, and then I sort of figured out that there was nowhere to... We covered all bases for where it could walk into my territory, but he made a deal with Nabar, who allowed him to pay an unspecified amount of, well, valuables to walk through his territory for a turn. So Nabar is conspiring against us at this point, allowing Asphodel passage through his land. So, as if it wasn't enough with fighting Asphodel alone, Nabar is being treacherous after having thrown sweet honeyed words my way, he backstabs me in a way. Then I am checking Asphodel's army up here. There you go. This is what in outside of Jotunheim. So we've seen this army before. I'm just checking in case he moved, I suppose. And we don't lose our guy, 9 Troop Tribe Witch Doctor, no biggie. There's a battle in Annika. Over here, just me raiding, I think. And there's he's put up PD now, so we are running away right away. Just checking to see if he's on his toes, and he was. So then we are being attacked in the Whirling Sea by, I guess, one of these thugs. A new thug arrives, Mort the Bane Lord. So we now have a Bane Lord, which is a summonable unit. You can summon him with some death magic. He's equipped him with some decent equipment. I immediately logged onto this, and I'm thinking this is a huge mistake for him. I guess at this point in the game, I haven't mindhunted Asphodel at all, so maybe he doesn't know that I know that I can just kill this guy with spells from range. So we are absolutely just gonna, it's called mindhunting. We're just gonna mindhunt the hell out of him until he dies. And this is a huge investment in gems. What? 20 gems just in items, and I think it's about 10 to 15, I don't know the exact amount, but it's 10 to 20-ish death gems to summon that guy. And we are gonna kill him with spells. So, not a good... Well, everything else he's got is mindless, right? So I can't mind hunt them, but this guy doesn't have that privilege. So that's really nice for me. We're gonna cost him some gems here. Then in Dragon Point, I'm raiding up here. This is where, just in case he moved out of here, but he did put up some PD wisely, so we are just running away, and I think we get away with that. Retreat. Oh, he was killed when retreating into enemy territory, so that's a loss of a star charge just for that little check. Oh well, what about up here? Did we lose in Annika? No, he retreated successfully. Sometimes it backfires. Alright. Then there was a battle in Antediluvian, where we are being raided by this other group here. This time I had counter-moved an army in here, and so now we are hoping to finally wipe one of these raiding stacks. This was part of the raiding stack that was on my capital at one point, and it was split up. Here we go, trying to kill it. We accurately predicted his move in here. He doesn't really have anything other than a carrying centaur and then a bunch of little dudes. So the stacks move towards each other. We have some PD up front, and I even have a communion in here with a traitor prince and everything. The thing is, the spellcasters back here, they don't really help in the fight. They just stand here buffing each other, not participating really. So the units will have to fend for themselves, but we have some pretty strong ones coming in here. Mainly looking at the things that should not be. They are the real crutch of my army. Same with these greater otherness. And them here being ethereal, which they were granted by the spellcasters at least. That's going to help out a little bit. Speed it up a bit. And so with great effort we trample and chew and slash and slice our way through this army and take it down. None of the really big dudes are lost, and we end up clearing the stack and killing the leader. Did we lose anything significant? Where was that? Into Antediluvian. We did lose some things from the voice, 2 of them. Not a huge deal, 1 Shoggoth bot. Otherwise, no big losses. Yeah. So that's all in all a good trade. Of course, these guys would have been better. They would have liked to stand still and research, but getting rid of this raiding army is nice. We're going to see way more of these raiding armies coming down, but every time I can wipe an Asphodel stack, we are moving him further away from claiming victory, while we are hoping to stay alive until the end of the game. So it's all good. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Then there's a battle in Boat Eater. Another thug. Let's see. There's a chance we kill him. These guys are not super well suited for taking down a combatant like that guy, and no, they do not. So they end up falling asleep or fleeing or whatever, and he gets away with one more victory here. Alright. Yeah. We have taken control of the Sea Untamed up here again. So we killed one stack in there, and we poked up here, but this army had moved into Nabar territory. Then we had the other two. Oh, we got one more battle here in Soloth. No, that's not the one. Okay. Another Brady army, just killing some PD. Did I skip this battle in Boat Eater? No, that's the Thug, right? So we have these two Thugs now in our territory, but we wiped that army. Got the army on Jotunheim. Still holding Jotunheim, but we don't really have a lot inside here. My army is still resting over here. An unexpected event in Ampholia. One of your commanders had entered the Cave of Dark Rites. The unspeakable ceremonies performed therein have tainted the soul of your servant. With this taint comes the unexpected influence over creatures of mystical origin. Right, so I forget which one that was. Oh, it's the Jade Priestess even. So she gets this tainted presence, which is, I think, a negative trait in most aspects, but you do get enhanced leadership values. I guess this is not the same as a horror mark, so I don't know if there specifically is anything negative about it. But she's allowed a little bit more magic leadership. Not a big deal. Tifian C, get on rest. Revictly Tsar was discovered and attacked in Baypon. So he uses patrolling with these floating eyes, and I noticed that he's doing that a lot everywhere. Not something that I would have expected, but I like to see someone else using some tentacles. We are pro-tentacle in Relay, so this is all good and well. Vulcan the Floating Eye. I have some of these ones in another playthrough. I think they're like relatively expensive. So he's using them they've got high patrol bonus, which is good for quelling unrest. I'm not sure why he feels that's necessary, spending gems to do that, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. The entrance to the fortification in Jotunheim has been breached, so we are about to see Jotunheim fall, probably. We are under siege in Deadlands, but the enemy cannot harm our walls. And patrolling troops in Blackwaters have killed brigands. Alright. So what are we doing? We're talking to Akasafal, who is falling to Yus, and he says to take two Spruce Forest for me before Yus takes them from him. So, and I think we pay him some gems for this territory before we take it. It's gaining us. It'll gain us 2 astral pearls per turn, so it would be a nice addition to my collection. But we end up paying him, I think. Right, we're doing some trading with him in general. Like, I think I'm sending some support gems, and he's gonna send some astral gems the other way. No, I'm sending him astral pearls too. I'm not sure what this trade is all about, but I'm sure we will see next turn some incoming stuff. Oh, the astral pearl specifically is for the territory here, and then the rest is some gem trading, I think. It's all good and well. What else? Dreamer's not really doing anything. We are still gathering troops in here. Are we moving everything in here? No, we're poking. I forgot what's on here. Just one single hobby. So we are gonna clear that province probably. Breaking siege here and coming in with Uduk. Just in case, because he can move the entire army up to Deadlands from here, like an unpredictable move. So I'm sending in Gemburning units here just in case he does that kind of switcheroo, and then we would catch him out. Here we're not really doing anything, I believe, but we are expecting him to also take Jotunheim. So here is a cool little play that I had to do some research on. Gemburning. I don't think I've really done Gemburning, at least on my channel before, and it's not something I've done a whole lot in other games either. But apparently, so Gemburning, let me try to explain it for those that don't know. We have an army here, a huge army, right? And it has a lot of mages, which has a ton of gems, which he's going to use to cast various spells throughout the battle. And so when I send in this little guy here, the AI recognizes that this guy is not a threat to this army over here. So the AI very smartly, even if he has scripted Gemburning spells, they won't use them in this fight because the AI recognizes that there's no threat on the other side of the board. So it's all about the other side of that spectrum is if he spent all his gem on that little guy, that would be terrible for him, losing a ton of gems for no reason. So apparently, and also then you can extrapolate that there is a limit to like a middle point, or like a set value that you need to get above in order for the army to recognize you as a threat, and then start using gems, right? You need to find this threshold. And the threshold then is to have this is something that's really hard to find any information on about on the internet. So I've been going through some forums and the Discord channel and stuff, trying to figure out sort of what are people saying about Gemburning, which is what the strategy is called. And I also asked some of the other players in this game specifically, like, is Gemburning considered is it considered like a cheating, or like is it considered like you know what I mean? Like, is it? I don't want to be like a bastard. I don't know if it's considered like a dirty trick. And the general consensus, I think, is that no, it's not considered a dirty trick. So we are doing it. And the threshold then is to have a mage with more than a collective 4 magic paths. So this guy has 4 astral, 2 water, and 1 death. That's more than 4. That's 7 total. And then they need to have 7. No. I think it was 4 or more gems on themselves to be recognized as that threat. So I'm going a little bit above that because people are very uncertain about the exact threshold. So I would rather overshoot it a little bit, and that's what we're doing here. So this guy here, Saktur the Starspawn, he is gonna teleport himself into Jotunheim, so that when Jotunheim attacks into when Asphodel attacks into Jotunheim, he will encounter this guy, and this guy should be strong enough to then trigger Gemburning in that fight. And then his script is just to go Luck, Stygian Skin, and Resist Magic, some defensive spell, and then he's casting Returning, which costs another 2 Astral Pearls, but all it does is send him back to the capital. So we are spending 2 Astral Pearls to send him down to Jotunheim, and then 2 Astral Pearls to send him back to Relay. But it's going to burn a ton of gems from Asphodel in this fight down here, if that works. There's also a chance, as far as I read on the returning spell, that it fails. If the caster is unlucky, he might get lost in time and might return later, or not at all, or completely insane. But we're going to take the chance. I just really want to try it out. And the same thing is what we're doing over here. We're sending, just in case he moved up here, we're sending in Uduk, who again has more than 4 magic paths, and with more than the 4 magic gems. I'm sending some blood slaves again just to overcompensate. We don't need these blood slaves and these earth gems anyway, so just throw in. The other thing that you can do is have a commander with 4 or more items equipped is another one of these thresholds. And so in here I'm doing both, because Taharka here wasn't really doing anything anyway, right? So we're Gemburning both Deadlands and Jotunheim, so no matter where this huge army goes, it will be Gemburned a little bit. And that's all that there is to that. Then we are trying to take back these 2 areas here. Are we doing Mind Hunt this turn? I think right now I don't have Mind Hunt researched, this spell here. This is what I was talking about earlier. This spell can kill enemies commanders at range as long as they are not mind immune, and there's a lot of different modifiers. If the defenders are mindless, then they are immune. If they are escorted by another commander who has astral magic paths, then there's a chance that they simply counteract the mind hunt, and not only that, but also feeble minds your attacker. So you gotta be sure that you're not using mind hunt on a tile where there's an astral mage in it to defend. But this guy has no magic paths and he's not mindless, so we will be able to mind hunt him. And then there's a magic resistance check that you need to overcome. So there's like a lot of stuff that we need to do. But the main thing is now we are trying to research Evocation 6 to get that. And then once you have Evocation 6, you also need Thaumaturgy 5 to get Soul Slay, which is the spell that you then cast through the Mind Hunt to kill. So you need both Mind Hunt and Soul Slay researched in order for the whole combination to work. So those are the research targets right now. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about this turn. We are out of money. So I'm still sending out some scouts. Glowing Enchantments, we still have Eyes of God. Yeah. Arcosafal has let me know in this turn here that he is dying to use. So he is about to be out of the game, and hopefully I can hold on longer than him. So I'm not the first and not the second to die, but I'll probably be the third. We'll see. That's it for turn number 47, I think. In regards to this army here, we don't know where this will go. So I'm bunching up in here, just in case he goes to Black Waters. If he's going to Sea Untamed, I don't think we have anything in here patrolling, so we'll see. If he comes in here, it's easy to predict his moves anyway, so it should be fine. Alright. That was the relay for turn number 47. Let's do at least one more turn in this episode. I talked a lot, as I am wont to do. Let's see here. Yeah, 20 minutes already. Okay, we can do one more at least. Quick saving. Okay, 40. And so it's 47 here, but I'm pretty sure that this is 48 because my logging system was not perfect for a few turns, but this is turn number 48. So we finish the research in Evocation and we go up to Thaumaturgy 4, so we need one more level to get to Thaumaturgy 5 where we can start mind hunting. Dark Knowledge, nothing. Then Ritual Returning is being cast in down here. Teleport worked, good. Lots of magic side searching and nothing found. Then there's a battle in Two Spruce Forest. This is just us taking the tile from Arcosafal as agreed with him. We see a battle between Yus and Arcosafal, which is always interesting to see the other guys fighting. What are they doing? It's still this third guy running around. I offered even to help with mind hunting these guys later, but Arcosafal, I think, let me know that because the magic resistance on them is so high, it doesn't make sense. So in the end, we can't really help Arcosafal. He's been a good ally throughout the game, so I was interested in helping him. In Typhian Sea, we're being attacked. Over here, this is again this Bane Lord running around. He's a beast on his own. He isn't like again, he isn't mindless, so he can be stunned by the commanders here. And there's at least a chance that he gets stunned for so long that he doesn't have like regeneration or anything. So there's a chance that we can kill him with these guys if they're really, really lucky, but it's unlikely. And in this case, they don't. Here, then in Ompholia, we are being attacked. And I think I forgot that this army can move to tiles, like to provinces. So again, he's back on top of the fort up on land, and I didn't expect that, so I didn't counter move it or anything. And of course, it's the predictable move if you think about how he moves his armies around. But I forgot that he could do that. So there you go. We end up killing a few mannequins, so that's nice. Then in Jotunheim, there's a battle. This is just me poking again, and I'm pretty sure the army stayed. So my one scout here poked and didn't achieve anything. In Boat Eater, I am trying to reclaim the territory after the thug has moved on, and indeed there's nothing left behind, so we get that. In the Faraway Sea, we are being hit by another raid. This guy, Carrion Lord. Again, there's a chance. This guy does have regeneration and high hit points, but he's not like immune to these spears. So a super lucky hit could kill, but it doesn't. Not in here, I think. No. Oh. Here. Then in Deadlands. This is the one hobby that was sitting on top of my throne province. I don't know if he runs away or tries to attack. I think he actually ran in and tried to kill someone, but he got hit then by this guy and died. Alright. So, killed that little hobby, a small victory, sure. In the Whirling Sea, we are attacking over here. This is our highest income province underneath the water, so we need to keep it. And here we are with just summoning some water elementals. In Trotton, we are attacking against Nabar. Just in case he didn't put up any PD in here. Sorry, Nabar claimed this one back from Asphodel. I was just like, you know what, he betrayed me, so I poked into it after, because it was technically Asphodel territory. And of course, he took it back in the same turn, so we don't get anything. I just poked with a scout just to see if he was on his toes, and he was. Then there's a battle at the fortress of Jotunheim. And now we get to see whether or not the Gemburning works. So here is the guy who is teleported in, and he has this a script where he stays for a few turns to make sure that they spend as many gems as possible, and then he's gonna teleport out. So the real question then is, does Asphodel's commanders here start to spend gems? And indeed, here we see Foul Vapors, Summon Air Elemental, Infernal Warriors. All of these are gem spending spells. So indeed, he puts up all kinds of huge spells here that burns all kinds of gems. And in the end, it's all about whether or not can my guy get out. And here he casts Returning, so he is out, and then the province falls. Right? Good. So we look at Jotunheim. He lost a few units, not a big deal. The deer and a mannequin and one carrion beast, 10 units lost, while I lose way more. But the Starspawn survive, and then the question is, did he get back to Relay? And I believe, yes, he did. He is here. So it worked. Everything about that just panned out. And he had more. He still had some gems when he came back, but of course this is at the end of my planning for the turn, so he's been cleared of those gems. So all in all, spending 4 gems, teleporting down, 2 gems, 2 gems to teleport down, 2 to teleport back, and we burned way more gems on Asphodel's side. In the end, that was worth it, I think. Costing him some resources. An unexpected event has occurred in Latium. There's some unrest, okay, and in Latium again, more turmoil and unrest. Where's this? Down here, we don't really care. We're under siege in Ampholia, up here. And the Hargon, the Starspawn, was suddenly attacked by a thing that should not be in the gate, I guess. But, as always, we have our guards, so we end up actually stunning it in the first turn. This is one of the really, really dangerous guys that we have on our team. Can we beat one when it attacks my commander here? And the thing is, he gets stunned for a few turns. He kills the 2 little guys. Oh. Oh, we got him. So, Hargon, the Starspawn, survived that guy trying to attack him. That would not have worked without the additional guards. So that whole thing played out really well. He's at, summoning skill 8, this guy. He still gets a summoning skill out of that. It's just that the thing turned on him before he joined our side here. We're forging a Starshine Sculpt Heaven here, alright, for mind hunting in the next turn. And we'll talk more about mind hunting going forward, I think. What else? Then the units that are in here are gonna join the main army. We're still gathering like a huge main army up here, hoping to challenge not Jotunheim, Asphodel's army here at some point. over here by Deadlands and contest this for a while. And that's about it for this turn. What are we doing? We are retaking the Typhian Sea, we are poking into the faraway sea, we are counter-moving into Lake Vastness from up here. Where does this army go from here? He sees troops over there, he sees troops in Trucebu's Forest. He could go back up to Dragon Point, he can stay on Ampholia where he will probably not break down the defense. Well, he is, but he would also expect me to come up here and clear it. So I think that he's going down to Lake Vastness, so we are counter-moving by going in here. It would also counter-move in case one of the thugs here comes into Lake Vastness. This is the unpredictable defense is for me to come in here, right? In reality, if he does the double bluff or double thinking, he should think that my guards will not stay in Blackwater, so he should move to Blackwaters here. But let's see where he goes. What else? Not much else, I think. We're moving some troops around. Recruiting. We don't have enough money to recruit anyway. We're recruiting scouts to send out. Well, that's about it. Yep. In terms of, we didn't really receive any gems or anything. Not sure where all that. And I'm sending 20 death gems to Satis again. I'm not sure why. I might be trading the Satis. Satis is big and sprawling again. Look at him. He's doing really well for himself. We can have a look at the statistics. Score graphs in here. Provinces. Where am I? Oh, and they've added a new thing, by the way, in Dominions since last time we recorded, which is when you hover over a nation in this on the graphs, it highlights the graph for the nation that you are highlighting. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. So I'm going up. Asphodel is still at the top. Hughes is doing really well for himself right now, taking all the land from Arkasaval. Forts isn't super interesting, but income is, of course. Again, we're doing really poorly, and Hughes is shooting up. Gem income. Asphodel is actually the highest in here. Okay. And I'm going up a little bit. I'm maintaining my position in that. Research. Asphodel, thankfully, is pretty low, but he's catching up to me. We are suffering a bit from having to use all of our guys to move out. Dominion, I'm up there, but I don't know that we're doing well anymore. And then army size is just kind of tilty to look at. It's gonna keep going up like that for the rest of the game, so I'm hoping that at some point some of the other guys will realize that Asphodel is a threat and join me in the war against him. But so far there's no indication of that, at least in this turn here and turn 48. So yeah, that's it for this episode, folks. I hope everyone is enjoying my struggles, and I still think it's kind of cool and fun trying to figure out how to beat the zombie plant apocalypse. Basically, I'm playing like they are billions, but instead of zombies, we have living plants invading our territories. And so, yeah, we'll see more in the next episode. See you then, guys, and